You know what? We've got Jack Grealish as former manager here when you were at Aston Villa. You know him better than anybody here, I presume, anyway. What does he have to do to become a regular for Gareth Southgate? I'm just wondering, because during the Euros, there were calls from him to feature more from the fans. They wanted Grealish out there. He was that X factor. I'm not saying he's like Gascoigne, but the fever pitch surrounding him felt similar at times.
Well, he's the nearest thing you've seen to Paul Gascoigne. Exactly the same. He takes the ball in tight areas. You know, he manipulates it. He runs away from people. He puts defenders on their backside. He's not just a safe player. He doesn't take it to defenders and pass it. You know, he wants to go by them, and that's what the fans want to see. He goes right to the heart of people. What does he need to do? I don't know. I think Gareth, he's got his own ideas. He's trying to get a balance of a side and some defensive qualities. And it's not obviously Jack's strength, but I think we're too concerned about what players can't do rather than what they can do. And I think if you're going to win this tournament, you have to get your best players in. Do not miss the trick. That's what I'll be saying to Gareth. I'll be saying get Foden, who's a special player, and get Grealish onto the pitch. Saka's done nothing wrong. Raheem Sterling's out of form, but for England, he always turns it on. Harry Kane has to play as the 9. So he's got a lot of options in forward areas. Our weakness is defence. Rather than in latter stages, he won't do it in a group stage, as I said. But once we go further in the competition, I'm just worried, along with the nation, that he starts protecting the weakness and throws more defensive players in midfield rather than playing to our strengths, which is offensive players.
And it's pretty obvious why Grealish is not playing. It's Harry Kane likes to come to the ball. Gareth loves penetration, and Sterling and Saka will give you that all day. Grealish is not a natural runner off the ball. But like you said, we have, as a country, we have to find a place for our special talents. And obviously, Grealish can play where Mason Mount is. And for how good England's performance was, Mason was quite quiet, I thought, the other day as well. That's just my take.
Why is he starting?
Because, as Tim rightly says, he can be trusted without the ball.
Okay.
The way he comes back into shape, the way he presses, he's a trigger to set off presses. And again, it's just that old chestnut. We're worried about what players can't do, what we should be worrying about what they can do.
Let me ask you this. Tim has just said that the closest thing we've had to Paul Gascoigne is Jack Grealish. Do you think he's the most talented player in the squad, John?
Yeah, definitely.
Over Foden and
No, Foden
Saka?
is special as well, but
Grealish?
for me, he's a top player. And you have to find a way to win games. But special players are doing special things, especially on this stage. So if Southgate, you know, when Harry Kane is dropping, just tell him to run, to make the deep run. Because he wants to play the World Cup. He wants to play for his nation. He wants to be important. So yeah, he is a star.
Again, this is no knock on Sterling, because I'm a big fan of what Sterling offers. Pep goes and spends 100 million to bring Jack Grealish in, and he lets Sterling go. But in a country, Sterling's the starter and Grealish isn't.
Final one, really quickly. Is Grealish the best player you've coached?
He's up there. He's up there with one of the best. He's the most talented, I would say. He's certainly the most talented. He's the friend of the football. He manipulates it. He doesn't even have to see it. So, yeah, he'll be up there with one of the best talented players. But obviously, Harry Kane is the most effective.
Yeah, but who's had the biggest calves of all the players you've trained? It must be Jack Grealish.
Without doubt.
Massive.
Yeah, that's no contest.
Yeah.